guys, it's Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm just gonna go over ways to be consistent because I think that when I'm explaining how to be consistent and how to not waver, I immediately go to you have to make the choice to. Like, that's really it. You have to make the choice in these moments to not waver. But a lot of people don't find that helpful. I'm gonna try my best to explain other ways and things that you can do to help you start applying more consistency and discipline, because consistency is everything with manifesting. Consistency is what manifesting really is all about. Hey. If you want one-on-one coaching with me, here are my coaching prices. I have my sessions open right now. I would love to help you. After this video, if you're still a little confused on where your consistency is at, and if you need just more directionary help, we can talk about where you're wavering, what you can do in those moments instead, and how to identify when you are wavering so you can be more aware of those moments. I would love to help. So I'm gonna help give you tips today on how to be consistent, not just for a day, not just for a couple days, but long enough for you to get your desire. This might sound kind of harsh, okay? But you are not the chosen one that can't manifest. You are not doing everything right and it's not working. You are not the one that is just blocked from not being able to manifest. You are just being inconsistent. Okay, you just may not know where that is. That's totally okay. But I see a lot of people say, I'm doing everything right, it's still not working. If you were doing everything right, it would be working. It's very black and white. We just have to identify where the wavering is happening. We have to identify where the inconsistency is happening, because somewhere the inconsistency is happening. And once you stop wavering, your 3D can catch up. You're not constantly contradicting. You're consistently steady. And when you're consistently steady, the 3D's got time to boom. Okay, so we're gonna work on being consistent. I tell people all the time, if you focus on consistency over speed, you will get it faster that way. Let me first say, consistency does not mean affirming every single second of your day. That is not what consistency means. Consistency has nothing to do with constant effort. It has everything to do with how you are identifying in these moments. You can be consistent even while you're not affirming all day, every second of the day, affirming 24 hours. You can be consistent still, because consistency doesn't have to do with how much you're doing it. It has to do with how you are thinking when your manifestation is on your mind. That's what consistency is. So I think people get confused with that. They're like, well, I changed the method that I did. Am I being inconsistent? Were you still aligning with the end goal? Okay, great, you're being consistent. I changed my affirmations. Am I being inconsistent? No, you're still saying affirmations. I checked the 3D and was looking for movement. Am I being inconsistent? Yes, that is inconsistent, because it's inconsistent with the story that you're wanting to see. I only affirmed for 10 minutes today, but I caught all my other thoughts during the day. Am I being inconsistent? No, because again, consistency has nothing to do with constant effort. It has everything to do with identification, how you are identifying in those moments when the desire is on your mind. And identification is just what thoughts you're choosing. That's it. So it's not like this huge, like, I have to embody and transform. It's what am I gonna think in the moments when my desire is on my mind. If you are persistent, even for like 3 to 5 seconds, every time your mind is on your desire, you're in the end goal. That's it, okay? The end goal is not this feeling, it's not this confidence, it's not this belief. The end goal, having the perspective of the end goal, is a choice you make because of the thought that you think. Being in the end goal and being consistent in the end goal has only to do with what thoughts you're repeating, not to do with what you're seeing, not to do with what you're feeling. It has to do with what thoughts you are repeating. So a tip to be more consistent, the first one is to remind yourself of what consistency is. It's not this constant affirming. It's not this thing where you have to say affirmations every second of the day. It's not this insane amount of effort. It's making sure you are aligned with your end goal and the reality you want when the desire is on your mind, when you are focusing on it, when you are acknowledging it. Remind yourself of that. Next thing that you can try is building a base routine. So what I see happen a lot is people will jump full throttle in. They'll be like, I'm gonna affirm for 45 minutes every single day in a chunk. I'm going to do a 15-minute meditation. I'm going to robotic affirm. I'm gonna journal for 30 minutes. I'm gonna do sats at night. That's a fine routine, but are you gonna do that consistently? Because to me, when I hear that, I go, you're not gonna do that for longer than a couple days. Because we have to take into consideration, we have a life, we have school, we have jobs, we have people to interact with, we have things to do. And not everyone has a sustainable amount of time to do that for 2 to 3 weeks if it needs to be done. And a lot of people have the intention of, I'm gonna create a routine I can only do for 3 to 5 days. That's not what we're doing here, okay? We're gonna be consistent until we get it, which I always say the longest you'll see it take is like 3 weeks, okay? So ask yourself, hypothetically, is this something I could persist in for a couple of weeks? If it's not, don't set that as your base routine. A base routine is something very simple that if you meet it each day, you met your quota. It's not this thing where it's like you have to fight yourself every single day to have to do this. And the way that I like to list it out is, can I do this on a day where I wake up and I feel like shit? Like, whether it's mentally or physically, can I still do this? Can I still do all of these things? If the answer is yes, great base routine. If the answer is no, then maybe try to tweak it just in case. And the great thing with a base routine is you can add things. You can add things. As long as you meet your quota, you're good. So you can leave it there or you can add more. A great base routine is a 5-minute saturation session in the morning. Set your day up with a good saturation session. I love to do self-concept. If you can't do 5 minutes, do 2 minutes. Okay? That's your quota, okay? 2 to 5 minutes in the morning. I'm gonna do a saturation session for my self-concept of being able to manifest good, being such a good manifestor, being consistent, showing up the way I wanted to, feeling great about myself, whatever it is. Then for 10 to 20 minutes throughout the day, I'm gonna affirm for my desire. Okay, you can do that in a chunk, you can do it spread out, you can do 5 minutes while you're driving, 5 minutes while you're getting ready, 5 minutes while you're showering, whatever it is. Just 10 to 20 minutes of affirming a day. Then I'm gonna do thought awareness all day. Thought awareness is making sure that whenever your desire is on your mind, you go, wait, I'm thinking about it right now, what am I thinking about? Is the thought that's on my mind right now something I'd wanna keep seeing? The answer is yes, great, keep thinking it. If the answer is no, then flip it to an affirmation. Whether you think about your desire 175 times a day or you think about your desire 17 times a day, you're gonna apply that. If you like specific methods and you like specific techniques like meditation, visualization, journaling, subliminals, things like that, say for 2 to 5 times a week, I'm gonna set 15 to 30 minutes aside to do these things. That is your base routine. As long as you meet that each day, you're good. Okay, if you wanna do more, do more. That's great. If you wake up one day and you're like, I have an extra 20 minutes I can affirm extra each day, I want to do a couple more saturation sessions throughout the day, do that. But the base routine is there so that you can apply it consistently, consecutively for days in a row. And it's also giving you structure so you know what to apply. So it helps with consistency longer because it's no question of like, what should I do today? It's like, there it is. Another thing I want you to start doing, especially like adding this into your base routine, is stop telling yourself being consistent is hard. This is so often why I see people have a hard time being consistent, because they think that being consistent is hard. They have found it to be hard in the past, and that is actually an identification that they have now. Like for me, I have a perspective that I am someone that bounces all over the place. So it's really hard for me to stay focused with work. And because I think that, I show up as someone that's inconsistent with work. But there are other areas of my life where I'm very consistent, like manifesting, and it's because I have an identification that I'm consistent with manifesting. Now, I should probably work on that assumption around work, and when I do focus on it, I do great, by the way. We show up the way we tell ourselves we show up. Everyone as you push out applies to us. So stop telling yourself consistency is hard for you. You always waver. It's so hard for you to stop wavering. You can't flip the thoughts. You don't feel like you're in control. You are creating how you are showing up by those thoughts. So start telling yourself, it is so easy for me to be consistent. That shit is easy for me. I'm so good at that. It's so easy for me to be consistent. Start telling yourself that. Start identifying with that. And you can even add that into your base routine morning saturation session of, I'm so consistent. I never waver. I never have a problem wavering. I never even want to waver. Each day for the next like week or so, I want you to just kind of write down in your notes app or in your mind, just keep a mental note of one time that day that you wanted to waver or spiral and you stopped yourself and you redirected yourself to consistency. I want you to just keep track of it. And this can be in your notes app or in your mind or whatever, but I want you to look at that as proof that you can do this. This is not something difficult. This is not something hard. This is not something that is taken over you and you can't just stop it. It is something you have an active choice over doing. Wavering and being inconsistent is a decision. It's a decision that you are making. Once you become aware that the desire is on your mind, you have all the power. All the power is yours because you get to decide what thoughts you think. Only you get to decide that. So if you start thinking like, today I really started to want to look for 3D movement because it's like 5 days and that's normally when I start looking for movement, but I decided to stop myself and be consistent and tell myself I have this, and when it's here, I'll know. Write that down so you can prove to yourself and show yourself with physical proof that you can do this. This is not hard. This is not as difficult as your mind has created it to be, because you have aligned with the perspective that being consistent is difficult. So being consistent has been difficult, or it looks too difficult that you don't even want to try. But it's not difficult. It's just a viewpoint. It's just a perspective that you have adapted. So hopefully those are some good tips on helping you be more consistent. I feel like consistency is like something that it takes you a second to like figure out what works for you. Some people I can be like, just have to be disciplined and they got it. Some people are like, I don't know how to do that. So maybe some tips like this with more structure can be helpful. I really hope so. But that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, watching this video has helped you manifest. Say it with me. Watching this video has helped me manifest. Watching this video has helped me manifest. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.